So we're here on what could be the finale video, or I'm hoping, of these mechanisms for the Fuji 19 bike, quarter 19 scale bike. And so this is the mechanism you'll see from all over their videos. Go back and watch them, or I hope you have seen some of them. And I've basically reproduced this. So this video, I'm going to assemble one. I believe I've got all the bits and pieces, and I'm going to kind of talk through what I did and how I got to them, how I made the parts throughout, or where I sourced them, etc. So let's assemble one. I've got one more operation, if you like, to do, which is I just need to press these bushes into these mounts, but here. So I'm just going to take you over, we'll do that, and then we'll get assembling. Right, we're at the press. You have to excuse the mess, really. I'm just going to try and finish this today. But so we're at the press, and we've got to press this bush in, and they are at a certain angle because of the shaft that goes through. So I'm going to lay them down like this. I'm going to line up my grub screw, and I made this little tool ages ago. But essentially, on one side it'll help me press it into the help it press into the metal, because it's got a little recess in the top. Bring it down the camera in there, and it'll guide it through. And then what I do is I effectively, when it's in there, I turn it around like this, and I press it in, and up inside here there's a little rounded, oh god, where's get the camera? So up in here there's a little rounded area that should bring the original, should kind of round off the top. I made this a while ago, so let's give it a go. Let's go sit that down. Up, turn around. It's going to drum out. Give it a go, still press. There we go. There we go. It's mushroomed over. Nice and tight. Okay, back to the bench. Okay, let's start with just the top bracket. Let's get the couple of nuts and bolts in there, or bolts and wing nuts. And we're in this orientation, so the screws are going to come through from the back like this. And I had trouble finding these wing nuts because of the round ears on it. Have I got an example? I bought some in, and the picture was wrong from the advert and such like, but I bought them in a couple of times, and I got these square ears. So finally, I think these are more of an old style. Probably takes a bit more to press them or round them. They're probably pressed. Don't know how they make these, but they're better. They're like the originals, you see, the round ears. I just had to go for the round ears after all this effort. Okay, we've got one. These are all brass screws. Got a bit of muck in there, a bit of fluff. Get that out. Okay, nice. Screwdriver and give those a little time. There you go, nice and tight. So that's the fixing screws that go down into the chassis of the bike. That's basically the main holding bit. Spin those on. Don't need to, but we'll do that for now. There we go. Right, that's that bit done. That's that bit there. And onto the plates. So you got a top plate and a bottom plate, and I manually machined these, just milling the edges. Got a kind of radius tool and done the edges, and they're exactly the same in the original. The only difference is that this countersink on the original, they actually put it in both parts. So you see there's kind of a mirror. and when the nut goes down onto the bottom one, essentially I didn't countersink the bottoms. I just thought it was a bit of an improvement. It's unnecessary, so I countersunk the top, but not the bottom, and you'll see why. Okay, so where should we start? Let's get our nuts and bolts out on the table. Four of those. Now we have to change the battery, but here we go. So I'm just going to measure these because it reminds me 43.79. I think these were 50mm when I bought them. That's quite an exact size, which does match this one. So let's just double check overall length. Actually, from end to end there, 45.6. I was aiming for 45. Yeah, 44.9 there. I think that's what I was aiming for on that one. 45. So yeah, I think there were 50. I couldn't find 45s, and I had to make something and just take 5mm off of these and then give them a nice little bevel so the nuts go on. So we want 4 of those anyway, and we want them in the tops, and you see that they're countersunk, so they go in like that. It's quite nice, gives a nice little finish on them. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. Got these little, let's put that up, these little spacers. Just grab those, I've already made those. 1, 2, and then the shorter spacers, 1, 2, and long spacers, 1, 2, and we need that. Again, I manually did that, manually made these. I think I manually rounded the edges there. It's quite some time ago, with a belt sounder and a jig. So it held central on that hole there, and then I just was able to round it. It worked quite well. Alright, so we want motor. Remember, I changed the wires on this one, and we've got the bottom vents facing this way. Feed the wire through. It's got a nice flat on the motor there. That pops in nicely, really, it holds that tightly in there. Got this one, it is fiddly to put together. Right, let's concentrate on this main shaft. So we have our gear, of which I made. Let's get our grub screw started in it. There you go. It's not protruding. Yep, that's fine. Onto our shaft. Again, made these shafts with the cut off there, so the grub screw can hit it. Oh. Slip that onto the shaft. I need a little tap. Okay, just going to eyeball that. Yep, about there. Okay, and then gears. And these gears were a pain. Module gears, you would have thought that I could get them. Absolutely not. This one I could. They're 50 tooth module gears. This one is kind of standard, but this is with a 3mm hole. And this one is a 12 tooth with 50 to 50, and I could not find for a long time So they actually had these special made. Thank you to Michael who helped me with that. They were at great cost to get custom made. They were actual resin copies of the originals, and they even have, which is really nice, they have the numbers and the markings on the originals do, because obviously it was done in even the little camera, even the little indentations. So they're exact copies, which is nice. It's nice and true to the original. Different material, but I'm willing to compromise. And then this one here, what we did was actually drilled this out for a 4mm hole. So we're facing down. This one's a nice tight fit on there. There we go. So eyeball that. Yeah, nice. Okay. And then they have spacers. So let me see if I can grab those. What we got? Right, we got a bottom one here. Like that. And a small top one. Well, we just had to quickly machine that bit. 6mm brass, 4mm hole, 4mm height. And next, shafts are both the same. One and two of those. Right, so we got the spacer, and then on this side we've got the double pinion, the dual pinion, and okay. There we go, there's that one. And then on this side we have, and I machined these as well. How many teeth have we got on there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 teeth I think. So we've got one of those, and on here with the spacer, and then the dot spacer. There we go. And in my previous videos you see obviously I made these, didn't I? These boards. So let's try and assemble. It's fiddly, really fiddly. Maybe on here, of course we did. Okay, let's go under there, of course it has. Okay. Okay. This is definitely going to try and figure this together, so. Try that down. It's not very possible to give you a good shot really. Okay, okay. It all starts to get sturdy once it comes together. Couple of nuts. One. And these nuts are actually, I'm a Tamiya RC car collector, and these are actually brass nuts from the 80s, from the old Porsche 934 etc. First models that they made, RC models that they made. I'll actually go just at an angle. Okay. Put the spacers in a minute. The shaft slide up first. Down a bit. On. And got me a little bit. Let's get that shaft through a little bit. So it's equal, equal. Alright, there we go. Looking good. Just turn that so it points out there. Alright, let's get those ends on. So, bottom one first. Slide that over there. Let's get a grub screw. Conveniently got them stuck to that magnet there. Okay. The top one. So was that on top or on the bottom? Yeah, you got a little teeny bit of manipulation to do. And I managed to find these original round head screws, same thread, same as the original. I think I need to measure the depth of some of these and trim them down as per the manual, but that's yet to be done. And of course what these do is they fit these nuts nicely, so they go through the top here. And I think these ones are originally a little bit shorter. Screwed in. Get that one screwed in. And obviously this all needs to be tightened up. Alright, we'll put that there. So after all this, again a couple of years, here we are finally assembling one. Same motors, Mabuchi, I think that's how you say it. So there's still some bits to do, but I've got the assembly done. So to point out some of the obvious, so the shaft still moves. These two small shafts still move. Here and that little one over there. And the reason for that is that they're actually knurled in there to give a little bit of a wider shaft. And I've bought a few different types of knurling tools, and I'm really not succeeding, failing basically at knurling these shafts because they are so small. I think there's a 3mm diameter shaft basically, and I had a 28mm round knurling, flat knurling, and it just wouldn't spin because it's so thin. So I really need to go back to the drawing board and kind of maybe flange that out, or not, that's not the word, but kind of basically increase the thickness of this shaft around these here. in order that they press on and stay nicely. Clearly the wires at the moment, they actually come back around onto this board, and then there's 2 more wires that come out of this board to a power supply. We do have, let me grab it. So actually we'll quickly fit that. It's a piece that fits on here just like there. These basically come off here like this, and these are used to mount the body to, like that. There's a screw hole here and here, like that, and like that. And then there's another one actually under here, that one there, which is this one here. It's got a thread in the top, and that basically fits there and screws into that one also. All very kind of tight, as you can see. Yeah, so I'm going to call it for that one. I'm pleased with the progress. We're nearly there. Still some bits that are going to take a little while to finish off. So there we go.